session of Narayana IAS Academy. So today we'll be discussing about one of the recent highlights that has actually been going on in the current events, that is about the Paris Olympics. So you might actually be, thinking that sports is not important, but of late, if you see, there have been questions, asked regarding the Summer Olympics as well as which games were recently included, the motto of it, what have been the mascots of the chess tournament that took place in Chennai. So here, with respect to that regard, we are actually discussing this particular Olympic Games of 2024 that is actually in news. So before that, we need to understand how this, concept of Olympics actually originated, what is the historical background, and what has been the performance of India in the Olympic Games since the 1900s. Okay, so here it is the Paris unveils the ultimate spectacle with pomp, fervor, and splendor. So this particular article will be discussing about Olympic Games 2024 and also India at Olympics will be discussed. So here this particular topic can actually be mapped to prelims, that is current events of national and international importance. So moving forward, there has been a previous year question asked in the prelims examination 2021. Consider the following statements with respect to that of the 32nd Summer Olympics. Okay, so what has been the motto of it and also what have been the games which were included in the Olympics. Okay, so like this, we'll also be discussing about what or which kind, that is whether it is the 32nd or the 33rd session of the Olympics that is actually currently taking place, etc. will be discussed here. So now let us understand what this particular article is talking about, and then moving ahead we'll be discussing about the key highlights of this particular Olympics 2024. So the 2024 Summer Olympics, officially known as the Games of the 33rd Olympiad, very important, is actually scheduled. That is, it started from 26th of July, that is yesterday, and it will actually commence till 11th of August 2024 in Paris, France. So Paris is actually hosting it. So moving forward, let us first understand about the Olympic Games and what does the 5 intersected rings actually signify. So Olympics is actually a globally renowned multi-sport event which is held every 4 years, and this actually features the top athletes from all across the globe. And if you look at the origin and history, the ancient roots is that the Olympic Games actually began in 776 BC in Olympia, Greece, in honor of Zeus. Okay, so he is actually considered to be the Olympic god. That is, he was also the god of meteorology. And this particular game, that is the Olympics, were held every 4 years for nearly 12 centuries until 393 AD, and post that it was actually revived by a person named Pierre de Coubertin in the year 1896, and the first modern Olympics since then was actually held in Athens, Greece, and the International Olympic Committee, that is the IOC, in order to oversee the games, was actually founded in the year 1894. This is just to know how Olympics as a game or an event actually came into existence. If you see, it is actually the symbolic representation of Olympics is nothing but it is an interlocking of 5 rings. Okay, so this actually signifies the union of 5 inhabited continents and the gathering of the athletes from worldwide. You can actually see the 5 rings over here. And next, now let us see what are the different types of games that are actually represented in the Olympics, and what is the Summer Olympics, what is the Winter Olympics, as well as the Youth Olympics, and what is the period in between, or the how many years once it actually takes place. The first one is the Summer Olympics. This actually is held every 4 years, and this actually features sports like athletics, gymnastics, etc. Swimming is also included, and the first ever Summer Olympics was actually held in 1896 in Athens, Greece. Then if you see Winter Olympics, it is also held every 4 years with sports such as the skiing, ice hockey, as well as figure skating. And the first ever Winter Olympics was actually, it took place in 1924 in France. And next is the Youth Olympic Games. This is specifically for the people under the age or between the age of 15 to 18, with the first ever Summer Youth Olympics taken place in 2010 and the Winter Youth Olympics actually taken place in 2012. Now moving forward, let us actually understand certain key highlights or facts about the current, that is 2024 edition of the Olympics. So the host city happens to be Paris, and this is actually the third time Paris is actually hosting it in hosting the Summer Olympics after 1900 and 1924. Also, what is the motto? It is the games wide open, and there are around 206 participating nations, and this actually includes the refugee Olympic team. This is very, very important. What do you mean by the refugee Olympic team? These are a group of independent Olympic participants who are refugees who do not have a proper representation from a particular country. So, in March 2016, the International Olympic Committee announced the creation of this refugee Olympic athletes team in order to raise the global awareness and in order to make us very aware of the migrant crisis situation that was actually happening in Europe. Okay. So, the total sports activities that will be here is actually 32 sports, including 4 newly added ones, very, very important. Which are they? It actually includes the breakdancing, the sport climbing, then you have the skateboarding as well as surfing. Next, moving forward, whether cricket is part of Olympics or not is very, very important, and when will it be included is also very, very important. Okay. So, cricket is currently not a part of this Olympics, and however, there has been discussions and efforts in order to include it in the future Olympic Games positively by 2028. Now moving forward, let us see what has been the performance of India at the Olympics. First one, India actually made its debut in the Olympics in 1900 with Norman Pritchard winning 2 silver medals in athletics, and the first gold was actually backed by India by field hockey. That is, India won its first gold medal in field hockey in the year 1928 in the Amsterdam Olympics. Followed by that, the individual gold was actually won by Mr. Abhinav Bindra, won India's first gold medal in the shooting at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, and the field hockey actually had its dominance, which won 6 consecutive gold medals from the year 1928 to 1956, and a total of 8 gold medals were actually won in that particular sport. And if you see, for India, what has been the luckiest and the most successful Olympics was the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, which was actually held in 2021 due to the COVID disaster, where India was actually most successful with a total of 7 medals, where 1 gold, 2 silver and 3 were bronze. And what are the reasons for India to actually have low success in the Olympics is that insufficient support in terms of funds as well as the sport infrastructure development is not there, as well as we have political interference in sport forums, etc. So, lack of sufficient sports infrastructure, insufficient funding, political interference in the sports federation, cultural barriers for women and their lack of participation, all these are actually reasons for India's low success in the Olympics. So now I hope you would have actually understood about the Olympics as well as few of the key takeaways. So this is just a reminder that sports section should actually not be neglected for the UPSC exam, because you might have questions from that part in your prelims as well as it can be a possible question on the performance of India in the mains examination or in your essay paper. So I hope you actually enjoyed this live session. So we've come to the end of it, and for more such live videos, please do like, share and subscribe to Narayana IAS Academy YouTube channel. Thank you.